Why was the diabetes in this time so different? Why was it different that it made you fully take charge? Why was this time different to the other times? Is it because previously you didn't have any health scares, that maybe you just wanted to lose weight and be the model version you were before, and now there was a different reason?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when I was slightly on the fuller figure side, we call it fuller figure because we're sexy as a fuller figure with women, darling.
Yes.
And I will never look at a full-figured woman and think she's not sexy. I think they're sexier than skinny women. Period. Even though I've lived both lives.
Yes.
And I never loved being skinny at all, because it was more an illness more than the diet. So when I was on the fuller side and I tried all these diets and nothing really worked. I mean, gym is the only thing that really worked, because at the time I lost 10 kilos from just going to gym and drinking water and walking and all of these things. So that was my success story of losing weight. But then I get it goes like this, because you've got a busy schedule, you still eat bad and all of that. So when I had the health scare, diabetes, I then I still didn't lose weight because I was still overweight. They called it obese, and the doctor said you need to cut your weight so that you can manage the levels, your sugar, how otherwise it's going to give you a lot of complications, from kidney failure to heart conditions, renal failure in its totality. So obviously I was on that mission, and eventually I went into depression of my own private things, and through that depression I stopped eating. I would look at a plate and eat maybe 2 spoons, and then gradually my sugar levels went higher because I wasn't taking my medication as I should, lost a lot of weight, everything uncontrolled, and eventually I looked like a skeleton, and the whole country was up in arms for what happened. And it was just depression. Depression is a danger, like when they say mental health and they say international mental health or whatever it is that they call it, we need to pay attention to this is not a joke. It literally shuts down your whole life. I mean, I lost everything because of my mental health issues. I lost my businesses, I lost my homes, I lost a lot. And I just believe that if my mind was in the right space and I was not depressed and traumatized during that season, I wouldn't have lost anything. My empire would be intact. In fact, it would have tripled or went even higher than the level that it was. I mean, I had trucks and homes and cars and anything that you could think of I had. Any country you could think of I traveled. So there's nothing I lacked. I just made wrong decisions, and I don't regret them. I just feel like it's made me a better person. It's made me maybe leaning towards my purposeful life, where I'm able to now educate other business people, other women, and say, Bona, don't make the mistakes I made, and that was that journey.
Were you active in the losing of things? Because you have people who will say, and I just decided to sell the house. Or was it a place where you were not in a mental state to be active about your situation? Things were taken. That's how you lost it.
Yeah. I mean, I had a house in Durban, lost it. I had a holiday home in Durban, I lost it. I had timeshare, lost it. I had anything that a person would want to live that life. I had 2 homes in the same estate. I lost one, and that one it wasn't auctioned. I actually sold it, like you say. I sold it to save it, if you understand what I mean, to save myself. So I made a decision. I said, I've got 2 houses, and let me sell it. And I sold it, and what else did I do? And then obviously at the end of the day, I lost my cars. I lost everything that was luxury pinned to it. I lost it, and I had to start afresh. And I was there for it. And I just thought, maybe I will clean out, and let me start afresh. And I was very happy to start afresh. Very, very happy to start afresh. It was a painful season, and I knew I had to stand for it. I knew I needed to be bold for it. And I needed to know that it's not going to be easy. When you wake up and your entire body's aching, neck down, especially your feet, divotaso.
Yes.
Almost like this fire inside. And I would bath with bath salts because at the time I'd lost everything. And when you don't even have money for bubble bath, and you use or bath salts that you used to call like your thing,
yes.
and you're using grof salt, and I would put grof salt in
Going
that bath.
back to the basics.
Yes, honey. And I was there for it. I said, God, scala pants, Azish, let's go.
Were your children at all disappointed, frustrated, angry?
Everything.
The whole list.
But yes, they could have been disappointed, but they never said it to my face to say, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it. The kids that had everything. Look, you look at your son and how he has everything, and how he says, Mommy, can I have this? And it's not like a movie to get it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, not today, babe. Not because you can't afford it, but it's like, not today. You've had too many candies. Like, not today. Yeah.
Oh, man. And I never thought about it from that perspective till we're speaking about it now. Because, children don't see material things up until a certain age.
Yeah.
And then they start to understand the power.
Yeah.
And then it's not just the power of the money and the material things, it's the power of influence of having a famous mom.
On top of it, yes.
On top of it, ne? Which means there are certain privileges, but also there's the downside. You can get bullied at school, multiple things.
Oh, my son was bullied a lot.
Is this now when you had lost things or while things were good?
He was bullied growing up in Jay because he had friends, and they would do certain things to him, bully him, and I would say, my darling, you're royalty. If you're not royalty, nobody's gonna bully you. People pay attention to things that are big. You're big. If people pick on you, you're big. They don't pick on useless people. And that's the only lesson I could give him, to say, when they pick on you, remember your royalty. Remember, they want to be you. They want to be like you. Otherwise, if you're boring, why do they want to be you? Why would they want to be associated or talk to you or even touch you? So, I mean, those are the things that as a mother you have to just cover up and find a way. How do you deal with a broken child who feels like they're bullying me and you don't have time? Your schedule is very, very busy. You can't be going to school every day. They bully him. You send the father is there, but it's like, okay, but I want you, mommy, to come and talk to them, because my mom, if you talk to them, they know you're queen. Yes. When you get there, you're going to make it better. And so, it had its ups and downs, having a famous mom. But I think more than anything, these kids lived the most luxurious life you can ever think of, because, every quarter it was a holiday there, holiday there, holiday there. Then suddenly nothing. Doesn't matter the age. They're used to it. They grew up with it. My daughter grew up with it. Did
you tell them? Did you sit and say, guys, I'm sure you can see.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. Or were you too deep in your depression to even sit and have such conversations?
No. Remember, when I went back home to start over, my kids already knew. They were like my breadwinners.
Wow.
Yes, they were the ones buying the groceries. They were the ones saying, okay, I brought your tracksuit. They were the ones doing stuff like that. So, and they were the ones saying, you need to get this so that you can get that, and they were the ones just literally taking care of my well-being, where you expect friends or people to come and say, let's do this, my kids were the number one cheerleaders. And yes, there were friends that are a handful that really played such an important role in my healing process. And, another one took me to a psychologist. The other one would just say, oh, I sent you money. The other one would say this. So there are friends indeed that, when you say sisterhood and whatever, they were there. Definitely they were there.